Hi, I'm Beth Barrett. I live in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm a writer, but I'm also the founder of FamilyNesting.org. Nesting is a term that we use to describe, after divorce, keeping the kids in the family home and the parents doing the work of moving in and out to take care of them. And that's what my family and I have been doing for 5 years. When Bill and I first started talking about getting divorced, of course, being a writer, did a whole bunch of research to try and figure out what the options might be for how we could make it as painless as possible for our 3 sons. And in all the research I was doing online and reading books, I ran across a mention in a book called It Doesn't Have to Be That Way, about something called nesting, where the parents move in and out and the kids stay in the home. And I thought, this might be it. It seems like this would be a great approach to keep them here in the home. And I showed it to Bill, and he really liked the idea too. And as he said, the divorce wasn't their fault, so why should we make them do all the suffering and the work? That we're the grown-ups and we could make it work for them. I'm sure there are lots of questions about nesting. How do you afford it? How long are you going to do it? And well, what's going to happen when you start dating somebody else?
Well, the finances actually turn out to be, in many respects, less expensive than a traditional divorce, because there's basically just one household, one major household that the kids live in, and the secondary households are much smaller and much less expensive. So instead of having 2 main households where the children go back and forth, there's one, and that's where everything is that they have and that they have access to. And, you know, there isn't anything in the settlement agreement that says we have to do it for any particular amount of time. So I would say we're going to do it as long as it makes sense for the kids.
I like it a lot, actually, because I would not enjoy having to move, you know, once a month, or I guess like every other week. Just being able to see both of my parents still is really nice, because it still feels like there's no time when I'm like, man, I miss my dad, or I miss my mom, because I'm going to see him in like 3 days or something, which is nice.
Well, I'm happy that they decided to do nesting, because I don't want to switch between houses all the time, and I don't just want to see one parent all the time.
Thus, eventually, Bill and I both got to the point where we were each dating somebody seriously, and I guess maybe I brought it up first, that I was serious enough with my boyfriend that I wanted to introduce him to the kids. So the first thing I did was talk to Bill about that, and we actually decided to go and talk in front of a therapist about it as well, to get her feedback. So we had that conversation, and Bill and I then, you know, kind of had a plan together about how we would introduce new people to the kids. It's a lot of work, but it's a really important way to connect with your kids. And Bill was a great dad before, but he's engaged at such a deeper level now in the kids' lives and capable of taking on so many parenting roles for them that I think it's really enriched their relationship, and he's even a better dad than he ever was before.